Hi everyone, this is page 5 of the Chapter 5 Exam Review for Algebra 1B, looking at graphing some linear inequalities on a coordinate plane. And so you'll see 20 and 21 are both graphs, and then your two graphs are down here to do them. So just the best way to lay it out on the page. So this will be number 20, this will be number 21. Okay, so graphing a linear inequality is a lot like graphing an equation. So this one's nicely written in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept, which is the -1. And then my slope is 2/3, so that's telling me to go up 2 and to the right 3. Up 2 and to the right 3. Now, because of that equal bar, that means I do actually want the line to be considered to be part of my answer. So I'm going to use a solid line to draw that in. And then this is a less than, so I want to shade everywhere where the y values are less than the line, meaning everywhere underneath the line, because y gets smaller going down. Okay, so I'm shading all of this whole bottom half of the graph gets shaded. Okay, so there's number 20. Let's see if I can darken that in a little better. Okay. And then let's look at 21. So 21, kind of the same deal. I'm going to start at my y-intercept, +3. Now my slope is -2, which we know is really -2/1. That means I'm going down 2 into the right 1. So down 2 and right 1, down 2, right 1. Now this time you'll notice that I don't have an equal bar in there, which means I don't want the line to be part of the solution. So to indicate that, we use a dotted line. And that shows that that's sort of where like our boundary is, but the line itself is not part of our answer. And then this is greater than, so I want to shade where the y's are getting bigger. That would be heading up. So I'm shading everything up above the line this time. That would be all of this. Okay. All right, so down here, 22, we've got a system of linear inequalities, which really just means I'm doing like 2 of these at the same time. And I'm going to grab a different color real quick. How convenient that my daughter has colored pencils sitting right here. Okay, so for this first equation, I'm going to start at my y-intercept of +2. My slope is -3, which I'm going to make a -3/1. And that's going to tell me to go down 3 into the right 1. Down 3 into the right 1. This does have an equal bar, so I'm doing a nice solid line. And this is a less than, so I'm shading underneath the line. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. I'm shading underneath the line, the bottom half of the graph. So that'd be all of this. Okay, so that's the first one, and I graphed that just like I graphed these two up here. Now, y is less than -2. Anytime it's y equals or y with just a number, that's going to be a horizontal line. And again, we'll review that more when we hit the chapter 3 stuff. But y is less than -2 is going to be a horizontal line going through -2. Now this time, I'm not including the line as part of my answer. Okay, there's no equal bar. So this is a dotted line through -2. And this is less than. So again, I'm shading where the y's are getting smaller. That would be underneath the line. And then you'll see I get this section in here that's sort of double shaded, the section that's sort of green and red. That's where I would sort of darken in. That's your final answer, is all of this. Okay. So that's your solution to the system. And then identify 2 points that are solutions. That would be anything in here. Okay, so I mean, I could just throw my pen down anywhere. Let's say right here. find those coordinates. So that would be at -6, comma, -6. Wow, that was a convenient choice. -6, -6. I could choose something over here even. That looks like 0, -7. Really, anywhere that's in that double shaded area that we sort of darkened in would be correct. You could choose points that are on the red line, okay, as long as they're here, like underneath the green line. So any of these points you could choose. You could not choose points on the green line because the green line is not actually part of your answer. Okay, but just to be safe, if you're asked a question like that, I would just stay away from the lines altogether and just pick points from the shaded area. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the next couple because I think they're talking about graphing as well. So 23, 24, they are giving you the graph here and asking you to write the inequality. Okay, I don't know why this is. There we go, that's better. So looking at 23, here's what I always do, is I start with this in mind. Y equals mx plus b. And then I fill in my pieces. And I don't know why I always start down here and work my way backwards. It really doesn't matter. My y-intercept, that's where it crosses the y-axis. So that'd be this point right here. And that's at -4. So I know that my b is going to be -4. Now to find my slope, I'm going to pick any 2 points on the line. And I want to look for points that are nice, like grid line, like corner points. So like this point would be a good one. This one and maybe your y-intercept. You could take those two. And let's say I was going to use those to find the slope. Well, to get from here to here, I'm going up. Now be careful here. This is kind of weird. It looks like they're numbered every other box. Like here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. So even though I went up 4 boxes, I actually only went up 2 numbers. So that would be a +2. Now if you counted the squares and called that an up 4, that would actually be okay as long as you counted that same way going left and right as well. Okay, you'd still get the same answer because it's numbered that same weird way on both of them. And then when I go to the right, technically that's only going over 1. Okay, and that's +1 because it's going to the right. Again, if you called that a 2, that would be okay as long as you called this a 4, because 2 over 1 and 4 over 2 both give you the same thing. So that would be 2 over 1x. Now, this symbol here is going to change to an inequality. This is less than because it's underneath the line. It's below the line. So I know it's going to be a less than. And this is a solid line, so I know it's going to have an equal bar because that means that the line is part of your answer. So if I just wanted to clean that up and write it a little nicer, it would be y is less than or equal to 2x, because 2 over 1 reduces to 2, minus 4. There's my inequality. Let's do the same thing down here for number 24. I start with y equals mx plus b. I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which is here. And I believe that should be the 5. Yep, so that's a +5. To find my slope, I'm going to take that point and some other point that looks like it's right on a grid line. Let's see, it's kind of a tough one. This one looks good. Right here. And so to get from this point to this point, it looks like I'm going down. So that's going to be a negative number. I'm going down 4. And to the right 3. And to the right is positive. So that'd be a +3. So down 4 and to the right 3 means I have a slope of -4/3. I'm shading above the line. This is the top half of the graph, so that's going to be a greater than symbol. And the line is dotted this time, so there's no equal bar. So y is greater than -4/3 x plus 5. And there's really nothing I need to rewrite, but just to make it look prettier, y is greater than -4/3 x plus 5. Okay. All right, we have one page to go, and I will pick up with that page in the next video.